Okay guys, my screen capture software is not working on this old laptop on which I have my Multisim. So I'm not going to be able to do a screen capture, so I have to point the camera at the screen and hope that you can see it. I'm going up here now and I'm clicking on place, which is the fourth menu item. We have file, edit, view, place. And then I'm selecting component, which is the first option. I'm coming down here and I click on the all groups download button, which is the database, master database group, all groups. And I notice that I have miscellaneous digital right under advanced peripherals. I click on that. And I go here at the component, because if I don't I may see other numbers here, and I type in and notice I have and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the number of inputs, so I want an and 3 and I click OK and I place my 3 input AND gate on the workspace. See it there? Now I also need a 3 input OR gate. So once again I go place, component, and it remembers where I was before, so I type in OR and I click on OR 3. I click on OK. And I can place a 3 input OR gate on my workspace. Now I have to have the output LED, and it must go through a resistor. So I need a resistor, so I click up here under my group and I can select all groups, resistors, and I type here in the component and I put 330 and I click on my 330. I don't want milliohms and I don't want kiloohms. I want 330. I click on OK and I place my resistor on the output of the OR gate. Next I need a diode or LED, specifically an LED, but an LED is diodes. I need an LED, so I come up here and I once again click on all groups and I come down here and I select diodes. And I see LED right here. It's about the 5th option down. I click on LED and I come down here and I can select at the bottom yellow, red, orange, green, blue, or infrared. So I'm going to take a blue LED and I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to connect my blue LED to the resistor. Now this is what you do for every single one of your first experiments. Everyone has to have an LED output on the output of your gate, and you want a resistor and an LED. Now once again I come back up here and I click on groups and I select sources and power sources. And I select ground, and that allows me to have a ground connection which I attach to the cathode of my LED. So that takes care of my output. Now for my input, I am going to need something that will apply a 1 or a 0. So I come down here to sources. Once again, I'm in sources. At the bottom it says digital sources. And when I click on digital sources, I see interactive digital constant. I click on that and I go insert. And now I can put that over here on the left side of my diagram. And I notice that it says 0 and the key equals space. So when I press the space bar, it changes between a 0 and a 1 for my input. But I'm going to have several of them because your circuit calls for A, B, and C input. So what I'm going to have to do, if I want this one to be my A input, I double click on the key and it allows me to change the key that I want to use for toggling the 0 and 1, and I'll set that to A. Click OK. So now when I press the A key on my keyboard, it switches the input between 0 and 1. So I'm going to insert this interactive digital constant, and I'm going to label one A, B, and C, and I'm going to use my A, B, and C keyboard keys to put in 0 and 1. Now, to connect up these circuits, we need to have 3 AND gates, 3 NOT gates, and we need to connect them to our OR gate. A big mistake students make is not to connect all their A's together, all their B's together, and all their C's together. Okay, you can see there I've drawn my entire circuit. It's probably a little small. You could make yours a little bigger, allow a little more space so the wires aren't so densely packed. But as you can see, all the A's are connected together, all the B's are connected together, all the C's are connected together. And we are ready to start. I had to change the resistor to a 220 ohm instead of a 330 ohm. And that is done by simply double clicking on the value, and you can set it to whatever you want. The reason why I had to do that was because this is modeling the real world, and 330 wasn't enough to light the LED. So the other thing that I need to do here is before I start to do anything, I need to run the simulation. This green button up here has to be pressed. Now after the simulation is running, it goes dark or grey, and you get a red button here for stopping. So while you can't make changes to the circuit while the simulation is running, or you'll be in trouble. But what I can do now is I can press my A, B, and C keys to change the 0 and 1. And notice I have them all set to 1 right there. If I make any one 0, my LED comes on, as evidenced by the blue arrows coming off of it. So I put that back and I press B, I put that back and I press A, and my LED comes on when I 0 A, B, and C. So once you get that far, you know your circuit is working correctly, and all you have to do now is to find the truth table and get your circuit checked by me. See you in the next video.